Hello everybody, it's your boy Killer Frog, and today we're going to be reviewing SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. There have been many good SpongeBob games in my opinion. There was the SpongeBob movie game, that was a pretty good game. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, that is an amazing game, one of my favorite games of all time. So when I first got this game as a kid, I was extremely excited. I remember I could not contain my excitement. I didn't get this game when it first came out in September 10th, 2002, but it was a little later, way later. It was around after Battle for Bikini Bottom came out, and here I was thinking this game would be just as good as Battle for Bikini Bottom, but oh my god, was I disappointed. Super disappointed. One of the biggest problems that I had with the game as a kid was I couldn't even really play it, for one. I always got stuck in loading screens, and I didn't know if that was normal. I thought my disc was just messed up somehow, even though there was no scratches on it. But apparently this game has had a lot of problems on the PlayStation 2 version, which is the worst version to get it on. Because the loading screens would just get completely stuck. Like, you would just get stuck in them, and then I've heard that some people would even get their save data just completely corrupted, and they'd lose it all, which is terrible. Like, with a video game, you don't expect the game to just not work, you know? Like, I mean, there's some games that are like that, but, you know, I definitely didn't expect the game just to not get past loading screens, which is, you know, once again, disappointing, but I had high hopes going back into this game when I decided to make this video and all this stuff and try to complete this game. There's so many videos on the internet talking about this game, saying how negative, like, just how bad it is. And I didn't want to be super negative with this review, but after playing it, I've never wanted to chop my thumbs off ever so much in my life until I played this game. And this is coming from, like, a huge SpongeBob fan. Like, I love anything SpongeBob. I give it a chance. I don't care what other people say, but legit, this was probably the worst game I've played so far of all time. So yeah, in the beginning of this story, SpongeBob and Gary are playing a good old game of fetch, and eventually SpongeBob throws the stick, and Gary takes a while to get back, but when he does get back, he comes back with the Dutchman's treasure, which is definitely not good, and they accidentally wake him up, and he's extremely angry, and he tells SpongeBob that someone is going to have to be a member of his crew for eternity. And eventually, being, you know, because SpongeBob's such a good owner, he says, I'm not the one that dug you up, and it was actually Gary. So he looks at Gary and says, well, you better say your goodbyes, because I'm taking Gary, which definitely wasn't good on his part. I don't know why he just took the, like, pushed the blame completely on Gary. That was definitely not a good move. Kind of rude. And throughout the story, he starts eventually taking more and more of SpongeBob's friends until they're all completely gone. And SpongeBob's main goal this time is not just to save Gary, but pretty much all his friends. So in this game, you are going to be acquiring different little costumes for SpongeBob. And the first one you get is the jellyfishing one, which allows you to pretty much, as the name is, jellyfish for different jellyfish around Bikini Bottom and different parts of the game. We also got the Mermaid Man costume, which is a really awesome costume. I like it a lot. He can throw water balls, which is, I think, pretty awesome. I don't know. In my opinion, I think that's a pretty cool power they gave him. Better than the jellyfish costume. You will also be getting the Reef Lower, which is, it's okay, but a lot of the levels they make you use it on, it's just kind of useless. Like, I really don't like it. It's really dumb. One of the levels on Chum World, oh my god. I could not get the ball to go up the little hill thing, and it was just stuck there for hours, it felt like. I was just constantly trying to go, and it would not go any further at all. It was just so painful. I really did not like that. So one of the most annoying things, I think, in this game is, yeah, it's cool that you get custom music with each costume. Like, some of them sound really good, but I think the one that's, like, the most annoying is the jellyfish outfit one, because that song is stuck in my head and it won't get out. And after playing this game for so long, it was not very good. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but hearing that same song over and over, my god, is a nightmare. So yeah, those are like pretty much the main costumes that you use. And then at the end of every level, you get this little discovery outfit, and you pretty much just have to look for the Dutchman's treasure, and it will be located somewhere randomly throughout the level. And then every single time you complete a level, you will be doing a puzzle, which is extremely, you have to have a very, very high IQ to finish these puzzles. Like, these are not extremely overly easy. And yes, I know this is a kid's game, so yeah. Oh yeah, this was the very first time SpongeBob was ever in a 3D platformer. So yeah, it does make sense on why this looked so terrible. I mean, they could have probably did a better job. I mean, we could look at Battle for Bikini Bottom. They did a wonderful job. But, you know, the company wasn't looking so good from what I've, like, heard. The company was not doing very well. A lot of people say this was a cash grab, which, I don't know. It seemed like everything in this whole game is just kind of off. It doesn't seem like an actual SpongeBob game. SpongeBob looks pretty terrifying. Just looking at his face actually gives me nightmares. Like, I really legit get nightmares. I get night terrors from this. And Mr. Krabs, he looks pretty weird. And then Patrick. Pretty much every character that you're seeing right now just gives me nightmares. And yeah, I really do believe their models are just nightmare fuel. Even with Patrick, like, looking at his lips, it looks like he got black lipstick and just, like, he had an emo phase or something. I don't know what was going on with Patrick in this game, but his mouth definitely looks not good. I feel like Squidward and Sandy both look pretty decent. Like, yeah, Squidward's a little, he's a little scary as well, just like the others, but not as bad as Patrick and SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs and Plankton. Plankton is really no-no. Big no-no with that one. So in this game, you'll be going to Jellyfish Fields, downtown Bikini Bottom, the Flying Dutchman's Ship, and Chum World and Goo Lagoon. A lot of these levels were pretty okay. In Jellyfish Fields, there was a couple, like, levels that were kind of annoying. Like, one of them was to get one of the letters to spell out SpongeBob, which is the main thing to do in every single level. You had to stay on top of a jellyfish for a certain amount of time, which doesn't seem that hard. It was pretty easy, but there was a couple times where I accidentally screwed up and, like, fell off because it was like 30 seconds or 40 seconds of just staying on one single jellyfish, which I feel like was just wasting so much time. But I eventually did it, and it was okay. I thought that was kind of a dumb level in Jellyfish Fields, but other than that, I feel like the scenery and everything is pretty decent. It feels a little like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels kind of like empty. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like the whole level kind of felt empty in a bit, but with the waterfalls and the jellyfish, I thought it wasn't that bad as like some of the other levels, I guess. And then one of the other maps we also have is Chum World, which I thought Chum World was kind of okay. It was a little weird. It just didn't seem, once again, it was kind of like the people that made this, I feel like really didn't care about SpongeBob all that much, because this just doesn't seem like something that would be in SpongeBob. Like, they could have just named this like Glove World, and that would have been fine, and like, I don't know, that would have worked out way better than having Plankton have his own amusement park. You know, it's just, that's really weird. But in this map, you'll see a lot of roller coasters, random clowns shooting out of cannons, which I thought was kind of funny. They look kind of dead and scary. You can just go up to them and hit them like 3 times, spamming, and then they'll eventually die. But yeah, if you don't attack them fast enough, they'll eventually try to bite you, which is kind of scary, just like this guy. How many of you have like had night terrors of this dude? This guy is actually scary. I don't know what they were trying to go with, like, with this guy, other than like trying to scare kids and get them to have nightmares, but he is definitely one of the scariest models in this game, in my opinion. This dude is just terrifying. So yeah, one of the things you have to do in Chum World is there's these little platforms that you're going to have to slam down on, and you have to pretty much complete it before the timer runs out. There's this little guy that just inflates every single time you hit the buttons, and you pretty much have to make him explode, and then he will give you one of the letters. And another one of the games they make you play is you have to pretty much get this little ball and shoot it into the ship and try to fill all 3 holes with the ball. So going back to the Reef Lower, one of the levels in Chum World makes you get the Reef Blower to push this little golf ball. Was this the most annoying thing in this game? I honestly believe this was the worst level out of all the things I did. The golf ball would not go up. I was trying to get it to go up the little path, and every single time it would just fall. And I don't know why. I was pressing the button. I didn't stop pressing it, but for some reason, it would just tumble down, and I felt so much pain. I cried. I cried so hard doing this, and it was so painful. I was like, is this video worth it? Is it really worth making? That's how bad this was. Generally, maybe you guys, some of you that have played this game, maybe think I'm just lying, but I really believe. I mean, if you've played it, you have to be lying if you said that was fun in any way. I honestly believe it's not fun. Once again, I'm a huge SpongeBob fan, and I normally never talk bad about anything with SpongeBob, but this was so painful. I will have nightmares every night I go to bed thinking about this. So yeah, once you complete most of it, there's like a little bridge which will also give you problems, but once you get past that, both of the little target things are right there, so it's not super hard. That's like the very end of it, and it gives you a letter. And yeah, was it worth it? No, I was so not happy after I completed it. I just felt pain. I didn't even feel any happiness after that. I felt pain and misery and pain.
So much pain! So much pain!
So now we're going to be talking about downtown Bikini Bottom. Downtown was alright. Nothing really that fun, in my opinion. It was just kind of eh. We had these creepy dudes running around constantly. And you're going to have to make some orders because Mr. Krabs wants you to be a delivery boy. And you have to just go to these little numbers pretty much and deliver the Krabby Patties to them. But you really want to make sure you don't get hit by those creepy, scary dudes. Like, honestly, they look terrifying. I've said terrifying and scary so many times, but I think that's what, like, this whole game is just about. It really is. The models, everything. You'll have to be doing it in 3 different areas. The first area is just the main part of downtown, and then eventually you'll move to where all these workers are at. And at the very end, you'll be delivering in these, like, high-up buildings and stuff, which I thought was kind of a pain because I fell a couple times and had to redo everything when I thought I was on the platform. And then, eventually, Sandy will show up once you have the Reef Blower, and you are going to have to get rid of all the trash in downtown Bikini Bottom because, for some odd reason, she just decided to do that, I guess. And you have to pretty much push all the trash down the sewers, and there'll be a couple of them. In total, I think there's 5 trash bags that you'll have to throw down the sewers, which is, you know, it's all right, but I feel like, once again, it just takes way too much time to do. After you completely clean out all the trash from downtown Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob will spin like a maniac, and you'll be doing one of those amazing puzzles I was talking about. So now we're going to be talking about Goo Lagoon, which I think, in my opinion, is my most favorite map out of all the maps in this game. So when you first get to Goo Lagoon, you'll eventually see Larry, and you'll see that he's wearing this weird belt that has an E on it. And you need that because that's one of the SpongeBob little letters to spell out SpongeBob. So you'll be pretty much chasing him down, trying to get it, and eventually you'll have like a little brawl with him, and you will get it. Was this the most epic brawl of all time? I do believe so. I think there was so much bloodshed, so much death. It was definitely a very good fight. So one of the parts of the level that I really like is there's this one part where you have to go up this building, and it's raining a lot, and it's storming. And I don't know why I like it so much. I just think it's because, like, there's never been a SpongeBob game that's had a storming level, like a raining level. I don't think. But yeah, I thought that was kind of unique about this game. That was one of the things that I really liked. And being able to just go on the jellyfish and everything, I thought was pretty fun. That was like the most enjoyment I had in this game, playing it and stuff. It's so dark you can't even see Larry. He just looks like a character that hasn't been unlocked yet or something. So towards the end of Goo Lagoon, one of the final things is there's this guy and he's steering a ship, and then the Dutchman just shows up out of nowhere and takes over and tries to run you over with the whole ship. And you have to run on the pier while he's destroying it all, trying to make sure you don't get hit by it. This wasn't as bad as like I thought it would be when I played it, because a lot of people I watched said this was just a terrible level and they'd fall off constantly, but surprisingly I did not fall off. I got lucky, but that was the only times I got lucky ever with this game, because I felt like I constantly fell off of like any type of platform always, but this is one of the times that I actually stayed on. Was this very bad? Nah, not really. It wasn't like one of the worst things out of all the levels. You know, there's a lot of terrible things that are in this game, but I don't think this was one of the most terrible things. But if you did fall, I guess it could kind of be pretty bad. because I heard that you have to like restart from the very beginning. So now we'll be talking about one of the final maps in this game, the Dutchmans Graveyard. So the moment you get here, you're gonna hear a lot of people talking about booty. Now, does the joke go way too far? No, I don't think so at all. Just listen to all these things.
Avast, matey! Who goes there? Be ye here to steal my booty?
Oh, believe me, I have no interest in touching your booty.
Someone grabbed my booty. Now that is one loaded booty sack. Been digging around in my booty?
Oh, do you mean the booty stuffed in the crack of the ship? No, I don't know anything about that.
It was probably the Dutchman again. His booty is bigger than anyone's, but he still comes out here to get his hands on even more. He just can't get enough booty. That sack was so big, I could barely get my hands around all that booty.
So with the Dutchman's Graveyard, they'll have you fight some skeletons and some little ghosts, which I really like. I think out of all the enemies that are in this game, they're one of the better ones. Are they much of a threat? No. Is anything a threat in this game? Not really, no. But I thought it was decent. I thought it was kind of cool. But not really that terrifying. They don't really hurt you that much, I don't think. So you're gonna have to get a lot of the booty back to the Dutchman's little crewmates. You'll have to go through the little ghosts and the skeletons and stuff like that. Not really that hard. I was able to jump through a lot of this pretty fast. I think there was like one time where I kept falling off the platform and falling to my death. Definitely not good. I didn't enjoy that, but it wasn't that bad. I feel like this whole level went by way faster than I thought it would. So yeah, once you deliver the booty to the crewmates, they will let you use their cannons to get to the next part of the level. You'll be doing this a couple times. Once again, I feel like out of all the stuff they made you do in the other levels, this one wasn't as bad. I think this was the fastest I got through the whole game out of all the maps. So it's just pretty much getting the booty, delivering it to them. Takes 2 seconds, not hard. But yeah, once you complete all of that, you will be going to the Dutchmans Ship and trying to rescue Squidward, Gary, Patrick, and Sandy. And Mr. Krabs, I almost forgot about him. I like the way they just levitate up in the air, like they're ascending or something. It just looks so weird.
Oh, but I liked being a pirate.
Go get him, SpongeBob!
I feel like they rushed so hard with this level. Like, they're like, oh my god, we gotta get this done. Hurry, go, go, go! Are we gonna make good animations for them getting onto the ship? No, just make them ascend up in the air and go into the ship. Oh, okay, easy. So yeah, onto the final battle, the Dutchman himself. Is this a really hard fight? No, not really. All he pretty much does is get like flames from his nose and shoot it out at you, which is not that hard to dodge. And eventually, once he goes past that, he will start teleporting towards you, and you have to pretty much just jump out of the way. And then the last thing he does is get these little bomb things, and you will just throw them at him while this little ghost dude just runs around. I love his final words and how weird and glitchy it just sounds. They're like, oh yeah, let's use a voice changer. We'll change his voice and pitch it all around, and it will sound really good, like he's getting sucked up into the bottle. That's a really great idea.
Shiver me timber.
So yeah, that's the end of the game and the credits roll. Would I ever play this game again? Probably not. Maybe for a stream in the future if I ever get completely bored and have nothing to play. But even then, I feel like I really wouldn't want to play this. Once again, I've played every single SpongeBob game. I am a huge fan of SpongeBob. I never want to talk bad about anything with SpongeBob, but this one was really hard to not talk bad about. I'm kind of glad that my game like had a glitch where it just wouldn't, you know, get past the loading screens, which was, once again, that was a thing that happened with the PlayStation 2 versions of this game. But I just gave up and went back to Battle for Bikini Bottom, which thankfully that was amazing. I had way more fun than that with that than this game. Now, I know a lot of people really love this game. There were a couple people on my stream that were talking about this game very highly and saying, you know, even though people don't like it, they love it. And we all have our own opinions. If you do like this game, you know, it's up to you. It's your own opinion, you know, all that stuff. Some people said they'd even want their own rehydrated version of this if they ever did something like that, which I really highly doubt, but if they ever did do that in the future, I would definitely consider playing it because I have to play everything SpongeBob. Once again, a huge fan of SpongeBob. Maybe they could change some things around, make it a little more enjoyable. If they did, then maybe it could be a success. Who knows, you know? Let me know down in the comments if you really do believe they'd ever remake this game, which once again, it's definitely not probably happening ever, but there are people that want it. If there were enough people, maybe it could happen, but... So yeah, until the next video, keep being froggers. I'll see you guys very soon. There should be a convention video coming up if you like anime and all that stuff. I might be making a video for Grand Rapids Comic-Con. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, goodbye guys.